Hi, my name is Chris Maggitti, and I want to be your next music instructor. Let me tell you a little bit about the benefits of private music instruction. First of all, if you are a younger person still in high school, middle school, or even elementary school, it has been proven that music study helps with every other subject you are learning, whether it's mathematics, English, or even a foreign language, as a lot of the music that we will study is written in Spanish, French, or German. It is also shown to bring all of your test scores up and to just overall make the student more intelligent and also be more well-rounded. And if that weren't enough, along with boosting one's test scores and being a much more well-rounded student, studying a musical instrument privately also will teach you discipline and how to aggregate one's time properly, and that also helps to make you a bit more responsible as a student. Anyone at any age can benefit from musical instruction. I begin teaching students at the age of 5, and at the moment, I have students who are in their 60s, who are retired, and have wanted to study a musical instrument all their life, and now they have the time to do it. And so there is no excuse. At any age, you can learn a musical instrument and learn to do it well. You and I both know that there are a multitude of online instruction videos on YouTube, even Instagram and other forms of media. But nothing compares to a one-on-one, living, breathing live teacher who can develop an actual relationship with you. With you and I together, I can see how you move, how you breathe, how you move your fingers, everything that you are even thinking musically. And through that, I'm able to very personally tailor my lessons to you to fit your personality, to fit where you are and what your goals are. At the forefront, I am a classically trained guitarist. I trained at Towson University, got both of my bachelor's and master's degree in classical guitar performance. So that is my main instrument. However, I also teach ukulele, mandolin, and even piano and voice. Now, what is one of the benefits of learning the guitar or even the ukulele or mandolin? Well, first and foremost, they're great instruments. You can play myriad different styles of music, from jazz to blues to rock and roll to classical, of course. But it's also a very portable instrument. I can take this guitar, put it into a bag, strap it around my shoulders, and carry it wherever I want to, whether I want to play on the beach or at somebody's home or in a restaurant or wherever. It is very, very portable, and it is always welcome. The great thing about learning the guitar is it is a very easily accessible instrument. Sure, you can play very high-level pieces of music on there, but just within a short amount of time, you can be playing very satisfying pieces of music. Now, the first week or so, we're going to start with learning proper technique, how to hold the guitar properly, how to hold our hands properly so we can play this music very easily and much more accessibly. So what we'll do to begin is we'll begin with a few techniques where we're learning to play the notes properly and also to put some notes together in terms of playing things like scales. So maybe we'll play a 1-octave scale like this. And then we'll also descend as well. And we'll learn some other techniques as well that are going to allow us to learn some simple pieces of music, and then it'll be much more satisfying by doing it correctly. By about at the end of the first or second month, we'll start playing pieces of music that will require not only using the fingers to play notes, but also to use the thumb to play bass notes. So we would be somewhere around here playing music like this. At 6 months, between 6 months and a year, then we'll start playing a little bit more challenging music, and we'll be able to play little miniature waltzes such as this. And after about a year or so of learning proper technique and taking those techniques into musical studies in miniature form, we will start to expand our repertoire and our skill level by playing larger pieces of music and more difficult studies of music. This particular study is very good if we want to sound actually like a piano. And if it is your desire to pursue music even further by going to university and getting a bachelor's degree in music, we can work on music that is going to get you ready for that, such as pieces like this. Another instrument that I teach is the mandolin. As you can tell, it is much smaller than the guitar and is pitched much higher than the guitar. It's also an excellent instrument to transition if you play the violin, as it is tuned the same exact way in what are called fifths, the notes being G, D, A, and E. So you get a much higher sound. And with the mandolin, of course, you can play single notes, or, like with the guitar, you can play chords. Mandolin is a very fun instrument to play. You can either use your fingers to play it, or you can use a pick to have a sound that really cuts through if you're playing with other instruments. Of course, it's really good for playing country music, bluegrass, and classical too. And the last of the fretted instruments that I teach is, of course, the ukulele. The ukulele is the most like the guitar in that it is tuned in the same intervals, and also because of that, you have the same chord shapes. So if you play the guitar already and you know these chord shapes, then it's very easily transferable over to the ukulele. You can play chords and have a lot of fun with it, and it's just a happy instrument to play. It almost puts a smile on your face whenever you play it. And because it's also a lot like a guitar, you can play chords, but you can also play classical music actually. And so you can do something along these lines. And make a nice pretty melody. I also teach students how to play the piano. The piano is, of course, much different than the guitar in that it's a much more visual instrument in the fact that you can see the difference between what are called half steps, two notes that are right next to each other, or whole steps where there is a note in between those notes. And also all the notes are spread out right in front of you. So theoretically speaking, it is a wonderful foundational instrument. When we begin, depending on the age, we will start with a certain series of books, and those books will get us learning how to read music and how to play simple scale patterns, such as a 5-finger pattern in C major, after a little while, we will begin by playing simple little pieces that are all going to be in the 5-finger pattern. And as we progress through that, we will then start to play pieces still possibly in the 5-finger pattern, but are going to force us to use more difficult rhythms, sounding a bit more like, well, a little like this. The last instrument I teach is voice, and I don't need to help you find that because you already have one. But what I do is help to cultivate that voice and turn it into a beautiful, sonorous instrument. By doing this, we will go through a series of exercises, repertory of different languages, and not only that, but we will also learn how to breathe properly and also delve into nutritional aspects to help keep the voice well lubricated, tuned, and ready to be used when it is time for you to sing. I would love to speak with you about learning the guitar, or the ukulele, the mandolin, or even the piano or voice. Please give me a call, and I would be glad to speak with you and help you along your musical journey.